The Seattle Seahawks exceeded many people's expectations in the 2022-23 season by finishing 9-8 and making the NFL playoffs as the number 7 seed. I remember many people in the Pacific Northwest were in shock when the Seahawks traded away fan favorite and 9-time Pro Bowler Russell Wilson to Denver. Yet in hindsight, it looks like a brilliant move by general manager John Schneider and head coach Pete Carroll. Replacement Geno Smith went out and had the best season of his career and was named to the Pro Bowl. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson underperformed mightily for the Denver Broncos, winning only 4 games as their starter. Seattle not only got Drew Lock and Noah Fant, they also collected multiple valuable draft picks as part of the trade. Even with all the positives, the team still goes into the offseason with a lot of areas where the team can stand to improve itself. Looking at the 2022-23 team stats, the team ranked a dismal 30th in rushing yards allowed at 150.2 yards per game. This average included the nightmare performance against the Vegas Raiders, where the Hawks gave up 229 yards on the ground to Josh Jacobs alone, including his walk-off 86-yard touchdown run in overtime. The team was near the bottom of the league at 26th with 6,149 total yards allowed from scrimmage. They ranked 19th in pressure percentage at 20.8%. They were 25th in points allowed per game at 23.6. They were 24th in sacks given up at 46. A few positives: the team was a respectable 14th in passing yards allowed. A bright spot here was Tariq Woolen, who battled Sauce Gardner and Aiden Hutchinson for Defensive Rookie of the Year honors with his excellent corner play as a rookie. The team was tied for 8th in takeaways with 25. So where can the team save in cap savings? Well, 5 months after suffering a torn quad tendon, 3-time Pro Bowler Jamal Adams remains a question mark on when he will be able to return to the starting lineup. Restructuring his contract would save the team $6.6 million in cap space. Adams would likely be healthy in the second half of 2023 season, which would give the secondary a huge boost. Many are speculating that right guard Gabe Jackson will be cut, a move that will save $6.5 million. Defensive tackle Quinton Jefferson will likely be cut as well, which would save $4.5 million. Jefferson posted the lowest defensive grade in the league among players with a minimum of 200 snaps, according to PFF. Cutting nose tackle Al Woods would save the Hawks $3.7 million. He is getting up there in age at 36. The Seahawks would head into free agency with $52.3 million in total cap space with the aforementioned moves. Free agency. NFL free agency period begins March 15, 2023. The top priority will be to re-sign Geno Smith, who has indicated he wants to remain in Seattle after a breakout season where he earned Pro Bowl honors and led the Hawks to the playoffs in what many thought would be a full-on rebuild season. Geno made $3.5 million in 2022 and proceeded to earn his first Pro Bowl honor in his 9th NFL season at 32 years of age. Smith set Seattle single-season franchise records in passing yards with 4,282 yards, completions with 399, completion percentage with 69.8, and passing attempts with 572. He also had a career-best 30 passing touchdowns. If a longer-term deal cannot be reached, the Hawks could franchise tag Geno at around $32.4 million for 2023. Even though Geno is 32 years old, his body has not been through too much wear and tear, with him being a backup most of his career. Another priority would be re-signing strong safety Ryan Neal. A second-round restricted free agent tender offer for Neal would result in a $4.3 million contract for his services in 2023. PFF ranked him 4th out of the top 30 safeties for 2022 with a grade of 82. Neal was invaluable with his solid play, with Jamal Adams going down with injury. After a few more miscellaneous restricted free agent tenders, filling out their roster with 15 minimum salary players from the practice squad, the Hawks will be done with free agency. Any other team needs will need to be addressed via the draft. The team's greatest needs heading into the draft are guard, center, defensive end, and nose tackle. Under John Schneider, the Hawks have shown an above-average ability of finding star elite value in drafts. A few examples are landing Kenneth Walker at pick 41 and Tariq Woolen at pick 153 in the 2022 draft. In 2019, they found DK Metcalf at pick 64, and in 2015, they took Tyler Lockett at pick 69. In the 2023 draft, Seattle owns the 1.5, the 1.20, the 2.5, and the 2.20 picks over the first 2 rounds. With pick 1.5, you make sure you get either Will Anderson, defensive end Alabama, Jalen Carter, defensive tackle Georgia, or Myles Murphy, defensive end Clemson. You likely land Myles Murphy with Anderson and Carter highly sought after by many teams at the top of the draft. Murphy is a 6'5", 275-pound five-star recruit out of high school. In 2021 at Clemson, he had 43 tackles, a team-high 14 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 pass breakups in 10 starts and 549 snaps played. In 2022, he was a first-team All-ACC selection where he had 45 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, 3 pass breakups, and a forced fumble in 580 defensive snaps over 11 starts. Murphy bench presses 405 pounds, he power cleans 335 pounds, and deadlifts 505. He also has vertical jumped 35 inches, broad jumped 10 feet, and consistently clocks in the high 4.5s in the 40-yard dash. Murphy has long arms and displays good power in the hands, which gives him the ability to slip off blocks. As a run defender, he has the speed to chase down ball carriers in pursuit. His spin move is already NFL caliber, and he displays a very good motor. His hand use is excellent. He's strong in the upper body and consistently swats away blockers. Murphy possesses the length and power to ward off offensive tackles. With almost unrivaled mobility and pass rushing skills, Murphy is set to make an immediate impact in the NFL. With the freakish speed, power, and agility to play multiple positions, he should be a game changer at the NFL level for the Seahawks. With pick 1.20, you potentially can trade down here 7 spots to a team who covets a first-round wide receiver or Bijan Robinson and pick up a draft pick or 2 later in the draft. Regardless of where the pick is, O'Cyrus Torrence, guard Florida, is the choice for the Hawks. O'Cyrus did not allow a sack in his entire college career over 3,000 snaps. He transferred to Florida in the 2022 season in order to step up in competition from Louisiana Lafayette in the Sun Belt Conference. He was a consensus All-American in 2022. At 6'4", 347 pounds, Torrence is a huge guard who is well-proportioned, well-balanced, and incredibly strong. Crazy raw power has led to him dominating in the run game. Surprising lateral quickness given his immense size. Torrence is an outstanding pro prospect who will quickly make an impact at the pro level. Eventually, Torrence could be a perennial Pro Bowler with his size and skill. With pick 2.5, 37th overall, you take Siaki Ika here if he is available, as remaining defensive tackle talent in the draft becomes really thin quickly. Many mock drafts have Ika off the board by the 37th overall pick, so I have the Hawks taking the next best interior lineman who can be a true hold-the-point nose tackle, and that is Mazi Smith, defensive tackle out of Michigan. Mazi is 6'3" and 337 pounds. A compactly built high-motor lineman, Smith brings a nice blend of power and quickness. Smith shows impressive get-off, often exploding off the line and getting into gaps before blockers can react. Smith has rare power and agility. Mazi does 22 reps on the bench press, but that's with 325 pounds, not the standard 225. He close-gripped benched 550 pounds. He vertical jumps 33 inches. He broad jumped 94.5 inches. Smith, who had 37 tackles last season, has clocked a 4.41 shuttle time, which would have tied the best by any defensive tackle at the most recent NFL scouting combine, and it would have been better than any defensive tackle weighing 310 pounds or more in the past decade. His 6.953 cone time would have been by far the fastest among defensive tackles in Indianapolis. The fastest was 7.33. Smith's 60-yard shuttle time is 11.9. Mazi provides some secondary interior pass rush, getting most penetration when playing 3 technique. He has the strong core and powerful hands to shed blockers, and he shows excellent instincts with the ability to quickly locate the ball. Can make the impressive chest-to-chest bear hug tackle in the hole due to his ability to wreak havoc in the backfield. Amazing weight room strength, which translates onto the field in terms of his anchor. Smith plays with leverage and brings good power, especially in his lower body, consistently holding up against double teams in the run game. With pick 2.20, 52nd overall, the Seahawks should draft John Michael Schmitz, center, Minnesota. Schmitz won AP First-Team All-America honors in 2022. He has impressive overall athletic ability combined with elite prototypical measurables at 6'4" and 320 pounds. He is outstanding on reach blocks, showing good initial quickness and flexibility to seal the backside. He's a heady player who is quick to recognize and react to twists and stunts up front, and Schmitz shows a good sense of timing on combo blocks. He is very strong at the point of attack and keeps his feet moving and driving defenders backward. He is a mauler in the run game, playing with a nasty disposition and showing excellent snap and punch quickness. He is outstanding as a run blocker. He's been graded as the top run blocking center over the past 2 years. In the run game, he explodes off the line of scrimmage and consistently gets out to the second level to do damage. Schmitz has good size and power, firing off the line of scrimmage and capable of creating movement in the run game. He is a really smart player who has high football IQ required for the position. He has strong leg drive to create movement at the line of scrimmage, consistently putting defenders on the ground. John Michael Schmitz is an outstanding pro prospect. His technique is generally impressive, while his strength and overall power are outstanding for the position. As a run blocker, he is elite, and for a run-heavy NFL team, he could quickly develop into a Pro Bowl level player. In pass protection, he is good, but his production doesn't match that of his run blocking. With pick 3.20, 83rd overall, the Hawks should take either Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, Tennessee, or Hendon Hooker, quarterback, Tennessee. The Seahawks would be happy to add depth at either wide receiver or quarterback with the 83rd overall pick. Tillman would fit in nicely with DK and Lockett, and Hooker could learn the game from the sidelines for a few years before being the guy when Geno is done. For the 2023-24 prediction, rookies Osiris Torrance and John Michael Schmitz team up with Charles Cross and Abe Lucas to give the Hawks a much improved young offensive line. Rookie Miles Murphy has potential to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mazi Smith teams up with Murphy on the interior to cause all kinds of disruption on the quarterback and to ensure the Seahawks don't have another embarrassing Josh Jacobs moment in 2023. Jamal Adams comes back in the second half to help bolster the already decent secondary. Geno Smith throws 35-plus touchdowns with 4,500 passing yards, and I predict the Seattle Seahawks team finishes with a 10-7 record, making the playoffs for a second straight season under Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and company. This is at NFL Study. Thanks for listening, and please support the channel by subscribing to both YouTube and Twitter. Have a great day.